You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Hello race fans, welcome to Daytona International Speedway for the Fired Up Esports League. We've got these truckers ready for 100 laps in the Great Warrior Dash 100. It's going to be a blast. I am joined up in the booth by Mike DeMoney. And, well, Mike, it's going to be a great show. What are you most excited about here at Daytona?
Well, it's the first race for these guys with us. I mean, I'm kind of excited. I've heard that they're pretty good at this. I'd like to see a lot of green flag runs. You know, we're looking at 30, 35 laps of fuel run, one faster pair at these super speedways. I mean, I think we're in for a good show.
Yeah, definitely going to be an exciting one here. Obviously, we're at Daytona. The temperature is 72 degrees right now, as we're going to see everybody start to get lined up. That is not our names up in the booth, but that's okay. We'll get these guys loaded up and get the starting grid rolling here for you as well. Yeah, 100 laps at Daytona, running it during the day. I feel like we've seen a lot of races at Daytona at night, but it's nice to see them running throughout the daytime, and it's definitely not going to take away any of the excitement here. So.
Definitely not. It looks like we've got Josh Benoit up on the pole with a 51.8. Tristan Evil not too far behind him. Row 2, we got Jeremy Coors and Jordan Spoon. Row 3, David Bush and William Brown. Row 4, Derek Rice and Cody Porter, last year's champion, if I'm not mistaken. Behind them, we have Kerry Moore and S.E. Martin. In 11th, we have Anthony Crownover, and 12th, Brandon Schneider.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm having a little bit of difficulties getting the page moved, but after Brandon Schneider, we've got Jeff Travis, then Connor Hazel, Chris Mason, Brian Whitney, Mark Vega. No, actually, Mark Vega's not here. He's race control, I believe. But Clayton White, Jeremy Garand, McCain Sear Candelaria, Anthony Emmerich, Raj Mankaputi, Tim Henderson, Ron Holmes, and Tyler Travis, I believe, rounds us out.
That looks like it. Looks like 24 trucks made the trip to Daytona for the season opener for the Fired Up Esports League.
Yeah, like you mentioned, only one faster pair, 100 laps, and 24 trucks. It might seem like a medium-sized field, but these walls at Daytona, it's kind of a narrow surface. I was trying to make a metaphor happen, but definitely a narrow surface compared to a track like Talladega. You can't go down below that yellow line either. Holes can close up pretty quick here. Moves can materialize and disappear really quick.
All right, looks like they're headed down, getting ready for that green flag.
Yeah, down the back straightaway, you see everybody getting grouped together. The last couple of trucks catching up to the back of this field. Lights are off on the pace truck. We are about to get started. We are about to get fired up in the Fired Up Esports League. We're about to refuel this season. Let's go, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah, talking with these guys are ready. I mean, I think it's going to be one exciting race.
It'll be interesting to see which teams start to kind of work together throughout the course of this thing, what the initial approach is going to be. But as these guys come up off of turn number 4, the pace car is going to make that hard left turn down into the pits. And it's on Josh Benoit to bring us to the green to start off the season. Green flag is out, and we are racing at Daytona in the Fired Up Esports League.
Looks like Josh Benoit got a pretty good start, headed down into turn 1. Looks like we got a couple guys dropping down to that lower line. You definitely don't want to be hung out to dry on that outside line. As we see here, got a couple trucks just trying to make it work.
Yeah, things staying kind of spread out so far. You see a couple of trucks move down to the bottom to work their way towards the back. Jeremy Guerin is one of those, dropping all the way to the back. So we see a move for the lead. There goes Jordan Spoon trying to get down to the inside. Tristan Evel's going to hold the lead for right now, but Spoon made a diving move down to the inside, going down into turn number 3. It holds that second place now as the outside lane seems to be dispersing up a little bit more. We've got a couple of 2-truck almost tandems rocking the outside as everybody seems to be single filing down at the bottom, trying to click some laps away at the beginning here.
Definitely. I definitely think that's going to be the name of the game. Patience and stay down on that lower line. You got a couple guys just trying to at least ride out that high line till they can find a way to get in. As you see right there of S.E. Martin making that jump down to that bottom line.
Yeah, a little bit of 3-wide action towards the middle of the pack here as more guys are trying to figure out, find their spot in line and just click laps away here. The top 3 hasn't really changed. We've got Tristan Evel, Jordan Spoon, and Josh Benoit. I apologize if I'm saying any names wrong. We'll continue to get better throughout the course of the season, but see some side-by-side action going on mid-pack here. Those 4 trucks up top are trying to get something working. There's a little bit of a wall scrape.
A little bit.
Yeah, Brian Whitney scrapes the wall just a little bit. Looks like the 88 Jeff Travis gives him the space, and these guys will continue. Just a slight wall scrape there, but not a lot of fun if you're sitting behind that seeing it.
No, you see somebody hit the wall, you never know if they're going to come back down across that track, and just you'll have nowhere to go. But as we see here, Anthony Crownover just sitting over there on that outside line trying to make it work, hoping somebody maybe will come up and help him.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of help now from William Brown, the 4th, or is that Cody Porter behind him? Yep, Cody Porter in the 0-4, getting up there, and now we've got another driver moving up to the top. Josh Benoit trying to retake the lead as they get side-by-side up front. Just a squirrely moment there going down into turn number 1. But everybody gets through and saves it. And now you start to wonder how hard are these guys going to push now that they're getting racing.
Yeah, you get those tires warmed up a little bit. I mean, you start to see a little bit of moves. I think that outside line, if you can get cars in line like they have right now, it might give the inside line a run for the money.
It's looking that way as Josh Benoit is holding steady on the rear quarter panel of your leader, Tristan Evel. And, yeah, those guys are pushing up tight up top. A nice shove from Anthony Crownover once again, trying to push that 46 truck out front. Not going to take the lead this time, but these guys are pushing pretty hard now.
Definitely, they kind of got relaxed in, and now they're trying to make some spots up. mean, Josh Benoit right there just ran one of his best laps of 48.76. So that outside line's definitely working.
Yeah, with the advantage going down into turn number 3 now by about half a car length. Getting set for a big push here from the 28 again of Crownover. This guy's getting a little squirrely through the transition from the banking off of turn number 4. It's definitely an easy spot to lose some weight in the back of the truck, and it can really feel light through there. So good job by these guys getting through another squirrely moment.
Back and forth, two noses barely apart at the line. Gonna be a good race. I can just see that these guys are racing really close together and have this race going. As Josh Benoit on that outside line with Anthony Crownover right on his bumper, just pushing him, trying to get him to the front.
Yeah, inches separating the front and back bumpers of these top two for both of these lines, really. Josh Benoit getting a nice push from Crownover, and Tristan Evil getting a nice push from Jordan Spoon. But this time around, who's going to get that lap? I think Josh Benoit led the lap at the line. And tell you what, if that's how they're racing on lap number 6, we come to the line with the white flag in the air coming to the checkers. I can't wait.
Yeah, and not to mention, if you look at our leaderboard here, Anthony Crownover is up 7 positions from where he started, right now in 4th position.
Yeah, he's definitely our biggest mover of the race so far. He started in 11th place, and yeah, he's rocking, sitting just outside or just inside the top 5 right now. Trying to get that outside lane, as it looks like we've got a little bit of a 3-wide move. Porter's going to back out of that, though, and not make that move.
Looks like they slowed down a little bit, trying to get a little too close. Josh Benoit dumped down to the inside line.
Yeah, you can see how the outside lane from this angle is getting split apart, and the inside is... that seems to be where you want to be right now. As Josh Benoit goes down to the bottom, he's going to get out of this pack, and a nice push once again from the 0-4 and 28. These guys have been working very well together so far. And look at the ground they are making up on that inside lane, all the way up to the third position on the inside, and still momentum coming up.
Now the two cars are getting that little side draft, and it looks like they're going to have the momentum. Can they keep it going through?
It is kind of crazy how just one car, one truck helping you can propel you that far. I know a little bit of side draft has to come into factor as well, but look at the gap between these front two on the outside and the next two back there. I mean, there's probably 6 or 8 truck lengths between them.
Yeah, and there it goes again. That 0-4 of Cody Porter just right on Anthony Crownover's bumper, trying to get him to that front. I mean, if we can get a couple more cars lined up on that outside line like we had before, I mean, it looks like it's going to be quite the race as Josh Benoit jumps up there to that outside line again.
Or rather, William Brown, the 4th, up there in the top.
Yep, William Brown, sorry about that.
Similar cars, we got black and green on those trucks, and a nice run once again on the outside. It looks like these guys are going to catch up to the lap car of Chris Mason in short time here. Is down to the bottom finally goes Chris Porter, and Anthony Crownover finally takes the lead and is clear to get down, and does so.
Now we'll see what happens when we get to that lap car, if they're going to stay this 2 wide and that lap car is going to be able to go high, or if they're going to have to get a little close in that 3 wide range.
As of right now, it's looking like the 6th truck of Chris Mason is holding the bottom line, so we'll have to see how these guys get around him coming through the corner. It might get a little tight, but these guys give a little bit of separation between each other. So far, so good, as most of the pack is getting through, but Now you got to wonder if that lap truck's going to get the draft and stick around with this pack now. A little bit of 3 wide action towards the middle spot there. Jeremy Corns getting around this the 6th truck. Still 3 wide through the
trying to get there.
It looked like Derek Rice in the 20 backed out of that one. Did not want to try to split the middle there, 3 wide in the tri-oval.
It looks like everybody's going to try and go high to get around this truck.
I wonder if he maybe started from the pits or what, because it doesn't look like he's got any damage on that truck. He seems to be able to hold pace with the leaders now in the pack, so we'll keep an eye on that. I believe he'll be the free pass recipient. Well, we're coming to lap 12. 12 laps completed. I figure that's probably a good time to shout out one of our sponsors here. Got Sticker Cabana. Been a supporter of the league for a little while. They were born in 2013 by 2 very creative, driven, entrepreneurial beach bums, motivated to create their own business. It wasn't long after that Sticker Cabana was created, while on the beach, of course. Quality vinyl decals in over 1,000 designs on sticker display racks all over the country. These displays could be your next big seller. All the company's products are 100% made in the USA. You can contact them at www.stickercabana.com. Thank you to Sticker Cabana for sponsoring the league and being involved with such a great show as this pack once again getting kind of separated. These guys just logging laps. Well, I know you mentioned talking to some drivers about potential fuel strategy. What are you thinking these guys can make on a tank?
From what I heard, it's 30 to 35 laps. So we're about halfway through a fuel run. I don't know if the fuel's going to be more important or tires.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think of a track like Daytona as being a potential handling track, but when you got the hot sun on the black banking here, on the black pavement, it gets pretty hot. It can tear these tires up, and you'll definitely be feeling it towards the end of a stint. Looks like the outside lane trying to get formed up. Once again, you got 5 trucks up there, sitting about 10th place or so.
Yeah, I think most of them are trying to get around that lap truck. But the lap truck just caught that draft and is staying right with them pretty well. So, I mean, having all those trucks just move to the outside to try and go around him.
As you see, just a quick moment there from, I believe, the 20 of Derek Rice coming down up off of the banking in turn 2. Just got a little bit loose, and up front, Anthony Crownover had I don't know if that was a block or if he maybe got a bad bump, but he looked a little squirrely going down into turn number 3. Everything looks good so far, though, and he's going to hold on to the lead, try to get those extra bonus points for leading the most laps. Of course, you do get 1 bonus point for leading a lap, and you get an additional 2 for leading the most laps. So leading laps could net you an additional 3 points compared to what you would have got had you not won, because got to lead a lap to win. But
definitely. But the other thing I think that's kind of interesting when you talk about points, this is one of the few leagues that I've heard of that they give 3 bonus points if you're not involved in any incidents. Like,
yeah,
that could play when you're talking, championship runs here.
Yeah, 3 additional bonus points if you make it through the race with no incident points. And, that's a definite motivating factor to try to keep the nose clean and try to keep it out of trouble, because like you said, if it comes down to a championship battle late, you lose it over 1 or 2 points, maybe a race where a bump that could take away a chance at a championship later on in the season. The way the point system is all separated by 1 point, so it's going to be close throughout the course of the season, and those bonus points will definitely add up and become important towards the end of it.
Definitely.
Little bit of a gap here between the top two and the rest of the pack. I wonder if everybody's just chilling, if these guys' trucks are a little bit quicker or what. But definitely a commanding start of the race for Anthony Crownover and Cody Porter. 17,
Definitely.
17 of Tristan Evil is right behind them, followed by Jordan Spoon and Jeremy Kors, rounding out your top 5.
Yeah. One guy we haven't really talked much about, but he's up 12 positions. He's the biggest mover. Is that number 42 truck of Tim Henderson.
Yeah, Tim Henderson, he's been trying to pioneer that outside for most of the race so far. He was leading it earlier when they had about 4 or 5 trucks up there, but right now the only help he has is from the 27 truck of I'm sorry, is that the 24?
24 truck.
Yep.
Of Connor Hazel.
Well, we're approaching 20 laps complete. That's 50 miles down. So far, it's been pretty clean, though. We haven't seen any major incidents. Obviously, caution-free right now. These guys have been giving a lot of space as they work past another slow car on the outside. We get 3 wide there with the 7. Jeremy Garand, as he's going to lose a lap here. 3 wide up off of turn number 4. Bit of a squirrely moment there getting around the lappers, but everybody gets through.
Looks like Clayton White takes it 3 wide there in the middle.
He doesn't want to get stuck behind the 7, and he's still making moves there as he's getting pretty close there to the 42 of Tim Henderson. Clayton White trying to follow the 24 of Connor Hazel through the pack, getting up to about the 10th truck in line, maybe the 9th truck in line. Oh, and we got a crash behind him. Caution's going to come out. We got to spin towards the back of the field. Oh, Josh Benoit's in it, Cody Moore, Raj Magaputi. That's the 42 of Tim Henderson's involved in that as well. So we go about 20 laps without a caution, and then we get our first one. We're going to go back and take a look, see what happened here. Oh, wow. That was... Okay, there we go. Wow, that's a lot of airtime for the 2 truck of Brandon Schneider. I'm going to go back and try to see here. Go to the blimp cam here. Or, that's not sitting where I want it to. Apologies for that. So yeah, going down into turn number 3. Looks like the 2 and the 23 potentially make a little bit of contact. That's going to put the 23 up into Tim Henderson.
14 underneath the 23's bumper, too.
And nowhere to go. And then that's just an unfortunate clip there for the 2 truck, who gets stuck in the wall and smashed by the 7.
Which brings us to the other thing. They do have 1 fast repair, so if they can make it back to the pits, they can use that fast repair and try and stay on this lead lap.
Take one more look at this one. About 5 trucks taken out here. And swing back to the live feed here. Looks like everybody came in for a pit stop. Sorry for missing those. We'll get them figured out. McCain Candelaria has gained 18 spots now in that 48 truck. So that's currently our biggest mover of the day.
Yeah, if I'm seeing this right, it looks like Anthony Crownover hasn't pitted either. And
He's
neither
not.
did McCain.
Oh, yeah, they must have missed their pit boxes, if I had to guess. Because they were slow. It looked like they were coming up off the pit lane, but could be an unfortunate deal for Anthony Crownover, especially after leading so much of this race, if he's got to come back down the pit lane.
And it looks like the lap truck of Jeremy Garland is stayed out too. Ron Holmes and Anthony Emmerich also. Well, it looks like they're going to come to pit road now.
I believe the 7 truck of Jeremy Garand is going to be our free pass car, so he should get the wave around and be able to come back in this time. So Jeremy Kors in the 97 looks to inherit the lead at this point. You have Chris Mason and Jeremy Garand both getting their laps back, and it looks like the lights are off on the pace truck. So we're going to double up and get ready for a restart here. Run through our top 10 here after the pit stops as everybody gets grouped up together. We've got Jeremy Kors leading the race, Tristan Evil up in second, Derek Rice, Connor Hazel, S.E. Martin, William Brown, Anthony Emmerich, David Bush III, Cody Porter, and Brian Whitney rounding out the field. And you see all those guys coming up off the pitch just a little bit late, trying to get back up to the rest of the pack and restart with the draft. They shouldn't have any problems with it, but keep an eye on that.
Definitely, and to note, Anthony Emmerich, who's our biggest mover up 14 spots, did not pit.
That is a yeah, that's a bold one. I think he did. Pace truck's gonna dive in. We got a lot of guys single file for pitting early, but green flag is out. A little bit squirrely is the 27 of Crownover up top, or the 24 rather of Connor Hazel. Sorry about that. Inside lane seems to be strong on the start, but that 27 truck has got a big push coming behind from William Brown the fourth.
Definitely, here we go with new leaders up front. Let's see how this goes. See if maybe Anthony Crownover can work his way back up through the field, or if maybe it was just that clean air that helped him so much.
I'll have to see. These guys kind of look to be a little bit loose in some traffic, so it's definitely going to be a lot of fun to watch as these fresh tires deteriorate just a little bit more. And got them side by side for the race lead once again. Big push on the outside for Connor Hazel, trying to get down and take the lead from Tristan Evil. Now the back straightaway. That inside lane is almost perfect. They're almost a total train on train tracks. They're staying in line the outside lane. About 5 trucks trying to get an advantage. It's a nice recovery for the 23 of Anthony Emmerich, who we saw get involved in that crash. Potential 3-wide move there for Cody Porter. Thought better of it. Ooh, a little bit squirrely is second place on the outside. William Brown got sideways through the tri-oval. We mentioned how easy it is for the trucks to get light through there.
Yeah, you have the trucks getting light, and also, I mean, on fresh tires. I mean, these only have a couple laps on them now, so definitely a change from what they were driving with before the pit stops.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you almost wonder if anybody's made any adjustments, trying to get a little bit more speed, some maybe tape on the grill or a little bit of air pressure.
That outside lane, though, if they can get hooked up, they seem to be able to stick right with that inside line. I mean, you got Connor Hazel and William Brown right next to each other, and they have 4 more trucks coming up behind them.
Yeah, 6 trucks are, well, now 3 wide through the tri-oval. We've got 4 trucks on the outside.
Connor Hazel jumps to the inside, leaves the 47 of William Brown to the outside.
And there's Anthony Crownover. Got him confused with his teammate there in the 27. Looking to the middle. Cody Porter. 3 wide. And Slow Car's going to get in the way here. What a bad time to catch the 6 truck. All the way to the bottom of the racetrack goes the 20. Looks like everybody's going to get through clean. But wow, what a moment there going down into turn number 3.
And here we go again. We got, the 04 of Cody Porter and Anthony Crownover together again.
Yeah, they've worked great together, and there's another matching paint scheme. Sideways is the 27. A nice save.
Like
Connor Hazel's going to stay on the apron here and just keep it out of harm's way. Try to get back up onto the racetrack here, but an excellent save for the 27 of Connor Hazel. Little more 3 wide action. It looked like it down the back straightaway, but these guys double back up. And guess who's back out front? Cody Porter and Anthony Crownover.
They definitely seem to be the pair to beat. They get together. Looks like they just drive away from the field.
As now the outside lane is trying to get something going back on this dynamic duo. Got Tristan Evil with a push from the 47 of William Brown, trying to get back up there and use that outside speed that we've seen so many of these truckers be able to get.
Yeah, maybe they'll have something for Crownover and Porter, but right now it looks like once they get to the front and to the bottom, they seem to be able to hold that outside line off.
Yeah, they're not quite pulling away like they were before, but we are, like you said earlier in the run, you've got fresher tires right now, and these guys are a lot closer than they were for most of that first portion of the race. So, speaking of close, right on the bumper is that 28 to the 04.
Yeah, and that 47 of William Brown is trying to do the same thing with Tristan Evil, trying to get that run to get him up towards the front. Now they have Anthony Emmerich right behind them, trying to get the 3 cars and get it pushed.
Yeah, it's a massive push up top, and these guys actually have the advantage going into turn number 3, but we'll see how that inside lane fights back. A little bit more separation on the inside lane, but they're not moving around so much. It's a beautiful sight, a beautiful sound to see those trucks drive past at that speed. We've got a new leader this time around. Tristan Evil takes it.
Yeah, that 47 of William Brown seems to be one of the trucks that can get that outside and just push whoever's in front of him towards the front.
Inside lane fighting back again, side by side down the back straightaway. It looks like Porter's going to get the advantage through 3 and 4 with that inside lane, but that outside is putting up a fight out there. It's just a 180 mile an hour chess game.
Yeah, that's all.
Here, give a foot there.
They still have that lead off that outside lane. That outside lane just seems to get that push right off of turn 4 coming to the line.
And I wonder how many guys are looking at that thinking, that's maybe where I want to be coming to the last lap. I want to be on the outside. I want to be leading that outside lane because I feel like that's going to get a better run than the inside coming to the checkers. It's all going to depend on your help, as these guys are all under a blanket. A little bit of a squirrely moment towards the middle. That'll be the word of the day, with these guys moving around and somehow not crashing when they're driving closer together than most people park. Just goes to show the talent level of these drivers behind the wheel. And, well, I mean, this racing is pretty much spoken for itself. I'm having a blast watching it, talking about it.
Yeah, as a 17 Tristan Evil just decides, nah, I've had enough of the outside line. I'm going to jump here and try and clock some laps on this inside line.
Yeah, learned what he could, and decided the risk wasn't worth taking anymore. He backed out of it. I was sitting in 4th place on the inside as Anthony Emmerich is going to try to give a push to William Brown, try to get that outside lane rolling once again. 6 trucks up there.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing when you're watching these lines. That inside line seems to be a lot more stable and, you know, nose to tail, and that outside line seems to be bouncing around a little bit.
And I wonder how much of that has to do with the reference point. You know, you go to a track like Talladega, you've got the lanes throughout the course of the entire oval, but at Daytona, you've really only got them few and far between up top. Whereas the inside lane, you can get right up next to the yellow or find a point on the truck in front of you to just hold. You don't really have a whole lot of point of reference here. You do have a seam in the middle of the racetrack, but it's not totally straight. You don't want to accidentally follow that into somebody.
That is definitely the case. And that outside line's making that run again. This time William Brown might be able to get up there and be the one who got pushed to the lead instead of pushing somebody.
Yeah, both bumpers of that truck getting good work today so far. These guys go through the tri-oval sideways moment there for the 23. Anthony Emmerich getting just a little bit sideways through the tri-oval, getting right back to the back bumper though, the 47, trying to get him a little bit of an advantage going into turn number 1, but man, that inside lane is just pushing.
As we say that, they get a little bit squirrely. Looks like Anthony Crownover might have got a little too close to Cody Porter there.
Oh, there's a move to the top side for Crownover. He's going to try to take the lead with a push from Brown. He's going to get there at the line this time. I wonder if he was getting hot. That seemed like a pretty abrupt move to the top side. Now he's going to be almost clear, getting down into 1. Not quite. Cody Porter back on the inside. A little bit of help from the 97 of Jeremy Kors.
Definitely, that's definitely going to be the word here as they just basically swap positions. Now Anthony Crownover jumps back down in front of Cody Porter, works with him again, and looks like they're going to push away again.
Yeah, these two have been virtually inseparable all race, and it's been working.
And here we go, almost 3 wide into the corner here.
Through the middle here. Clayton White making a move. Try to stay 3 wide through the middle of Emmerich, and close moment there. Anthony Emmerich had almost got sandwiched between that 53 truck and the wall, and now you see the 67 getting a little bit sideways. S.E. Martin back down to the bottom of the 53. He's going to try through the middle again. All by himself. He doesn't have any help, and he's going to try to go for the lead.
Man, what just got into that truck?
Man, he must have filled up at Sunoco. We got a spin.
Anthony Crownover round. He goes. No
Spins
caution
back
yet
up
as
out of
he
the
buffers-
racetrack. We're gonna have a caution.
No caution. 3 wide at the flag.
Ah, man, Anthony Crownover just had a bad bump there, and
Looks like Clayton White is going to get scored as the leader.
all right, we'll go back and try to find out what happened here. Switch angles here. I like this blimp cam. Yep, just a little bit too much of a touch from that 0-4. Sent him around, and the transition between the banking and the apron, it doesn't help. Looks like he's going to try to back it up to keep it out of the wall, and in that process, he's going to end up coming back up the racetrack. It's the wall. I'm surprised nobody else ended up hitting him. I'm lucky for him that damage didn't end up being any worse than it was, but an unfortunate deal for Anthony Crownover, who's spent a lot of this time up front. Clayton White up on the, it looks like he's waiting to come into the pits, waiting for the pace car.
Now the question is, do you take tires or just fuel this time?
Ooh, that is the question. Track position versus those 4 Mr. Feelgoods. I don't know. I like tires. We've seen how squirrely these guys are. I personally, I like tires, but not everyone's gonna
I definitely
see it the
think,
same
but
way.
you know, you only had 3 sets in the pits, so if you took tires last time, took tires this time, you only have a couple left.
Yeah, that's only going to leave you with that 1 set, and well, you could make it on 1 more stop from here, but you also have to rely on not having another caution and not having another chance at, or giving other people another chance to take those tires. So
Exactly.
Jeremy Kors is going to get out with the lead. Looks like we're going to have a couple of guys who are going to take the wave around here. We've got the 6, Chris Mason, Connor Hazel, and Jeremy Garand. Still a little bit of damage to the back end of that 28 at Crownover, so he hasn't taken his fast repair for this one. I don't think he was involved in anything earlier, so I imagine he's still got his fast repair queued up and ready should he need it. And
it is Daytona. You never know what'll happen.
oh yeah, it is not over until the checkered flag is out. Well, while we're under caution here, looks like we're going to see some of these wave arounds get their laps back as the lights go out on top of the pace truck. It's a good time to bring up another one of our sponsors here, Martin Sports. Been with the league for a little while. They're Martin Sports and Great Lakes Clothing Company are a family-owned business that have been serving Marquette County, Delta County, and Alger County in Michigan's Upper Peninsula for the last 10 years. Martin Sports and Great Lakes Clothing Company continues to expand and grow with each passing year, starting from one simple embroidery machine to multiple machines, screen printing, heat pressing, custom sublimation printing, a major brand in the sim racing market, and more. Such growth has continually allowed them to offer the highest level of service to their retail, team, and corporate accounts. You can contact them at martinsports906.com. Appreciate them for jumping on and having some fun with us here in this league at Daytona. And, yeah, being a good partner for the Fueled Up Esports League. We got about 60 to go at the restart. About 150 miles to go in this race, and well, the first 100 miles have certainly delivered in terms of action.
Definitely. We've had 2 wide for quite a ways. We've had a little bit of 3 wide, and definitely had some exciting action up front. I look forward to the rest of the race.
Yeah, we're waiting on that pace car to make that hard left turn, but I'll tell you what, I'm excited to see what that 53 truck has in mind with the moves he was making before that caution. Green flag back in the air. Jeremy Kors is going to lead him down. Side by side with Tristan Evil, and the front row got away a little bit better than that second row.
Yeah, you can't necessarily leave him behind unless you're planning on working with the guy to your inside or outside there.
We'll see how they start to get formed up. Looks like the top 2 on the inside getting nice and close with each other, getting nice up and cozy with those bumpers. Looks like they'll actually take the advantage and get clear of the top side. Tristan Evil, as there's a big move for the 20 truck. Derek Rice dives down in front of the 53. I wonder if it's go time for him. He's got a long ways to go, but like you said, track position is that's good. It's a lot easier to get around 2 or 3 trucks that are crashing versus 20.
Yeah, you kind of want to stay up front. That way you can avoid the big one if it happens. But as we've been talking, you know, William Brown, he was on that outside pushing it like 90% of the time. Now he's on the inside, right behind Jeremy Kors. So if he keeps pushing the way he was pushing on that outside line, they might get some distance on this field.
Yeah, I tell you what, get towards the nitty-gritty of this thing, that 47 truck is definitely going to be somebody I want to see in my mirror.
Somebody's down on the apron there, too. I don't know which truck that is, but jumped out of line and went to the back of this group.
I believe that was 84 Kerry Moore. Follow back to the back of the pack, trying to just log some laps. It's kind of probably 50-50 on strategy here versus racing up front, trying to get these bonus points, or just logging laps and trying to get the points at the end. But these guys have definitely been putting on a show for us here tonight on ESBN. And oh, we got a sideways truck off of 2. A spin. The 88 truck gets turned around. Jeff Travis got sideways coming up off of turn number 2, and man, that's unfortunate for him, and I believe he collected the 13 truck of Jordan Spoon as well. You see there's a couple more down on the apron just driving away.
Yeah, it looks like S.E. Martin and Connor Hazel was also involved in there.
Go back and take a look to see what happened there. Nowhere for Anthony Emmerich to go either.
Just lost it up there all by himself and couldn't hold it coming out of that corner on that when it switches to that straightaway.
Oh, and nowhere for Connor Hazel to go. It looked like he was potentially out of control there on the inside, and
everybody.
Oh, no. Yeah, you heard it there. That engine is done. A tough break for Connor Hazel, who's been running strong and just been caught up in a couple of crashes.
Yeah, looks like. Well, I guess we'll see who's involved in that first one and take their fast repair, and who still has one left to clean up this one.
Yeah, I'd imagine this is where we're going to start seeing some drivers drop out of the race. I don't know. Oh, and a late turn to the pits for Jeremy Kors. He's going to take a couple more with him.
Definitely. Did he just fake out William Brown there?
He might have. I mean, I don't think this changes the call much, but it definitely changes up the strategy a little bit in terms of if a green flag pit stop's going to come out. Fuel only on the 97. He's going to get away. See everybody else pulling up off the pits. Probably getting some optional repairs done. Still waiting on that fast repair for some of these guys. Yeah, William Brown has stayed out. Brandon Schneider is with him, and McCain Sear Candelaria is also out here.
Yeah, McCann is up 17 positions, so definitely looks like he might be playing that track position game to try and get towards the front.
Yeah, and they still got the fast repair remaining. It's probably not a bad idea to sit up front and not just stay in front of the sorry there. All right, so should be coming to 1 to green this time by a couple more at the back coming in to top off, or just seeing a little bit of a paint refresh here. Don't mind the white truck.
All right. So we're about halfway through this race. Have any predictions for the second half?
No, not really. Honestly, it's anybody's game now. I think the issues that Crownover has had, he's been one of the faster trucks throughout the course of this race. Still on the lead lap, but at the back of the pack, he's got a tough task in front of him. He was working really well with Cody Porter, who is back there with him right now. So we'll see if they can work their way back up to the front of this pack. But I know they're going to be fun to watch. I know the 53 is going to be fun to watch, the way he's been dicing through the field. I think the 20 has made a couple of pretty exciting moves too. So just to name a few guys that I think could spice this thing up. Not to mention the other 20 trucks we've got out on the field. But I'll want to get a win at Daytona to kick off this league.
Definitely.
So we are doubled up once again. A little bit of separation on that top side as the 20 truck is, yeah, now it closes back up on the back of the 97. So it looks like you got about 12, 14 of them doubled up, and then the rest of the guys on the inside for pitting too soon. Like we got probably about 17, 18 trucks still in this pack with a chance at glory here. Green flag back in the air and a strong start for William Brown. He's going to get a truck length, but you don't want to get too far out, and McCain's going to get right back to the back bumper and start pushing.
Yeah, Brandon Snyder's on the outside there. Up 10 positions. He's got the 97 of Jeremy Kors right behind him and the 20 of Derek Rice. We'll see if this outside line can get moving and maybe get him some bonus points.
There's Brandon Schneider taking the lead after taking flight early in the race and with massive hang time. This is probably a much better Daytona experience going into turn number 3. Leading the race right now with a push from William Brown. That outside lane is not giving up, though, being led by the 97, Jeremy Kors.
Yeah, it looks like the the two there, Brandon Schneider, is getting a little squirrely in front of the 47 of William Brown. If they could get lined up again, they could be going good, but the 97 of Jeremy Kors just has that push from that outside line, and looks like they're getting lined up pretty well square and has that draft going.
Yeah, this is one of the first times all race we've seen the outside lane with more trucks formed up than the inside lane, and you're definitely seeing where the advantage is coming to the outside with having all the drivers up there. But we do have a little bit of a tow pulling more guys back to the inside lane, and well, these guys are looking as if they're gritting up, getting ready for a restart, but we're coming to halfway. A couple laps away.
More side-by-side racing, and that the two of Brandon Schneider just is all over the front of that truck of William Brown. They could get that settled down. They'd have that outside line pushed back a little bit. Looks like Ron Holmes just jumped out of line there in the back.
Brandon Schneider going to try to hold the lead. The outside lane with a big push. It'll be close at the line, but Schneider's going to lead this time around. Halfway next time by, and the 6 truck just got squarely towards the back of the field. You see these guys moving around quite a bit through the corner here, and you got 11 trucks all under a blanket, 4 more right behind them. And you'd think they're racing for the last lap, not the halfway lap.
Definitely, and it looks like we've got a couple trucks thinking 3 wide here in that corner.
We come up off of turn number 4 once again, dead even. We're gonna take a quick moment to take a break here, and we'll be right back. Oh, caution is out! We got a big crash. Cody Porter is involved. I saw somebody flipping there on the front straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Mason, that 6 truck, and the 04 of Cody Porter. Looks like Porter just got behind him and was going faster.
Oh, and just a bad bump to the 6 truck who took
and
a
then
heavy hit.
Anthony Crownover just hit the 4 of Cody Porter as well. Like we said before, track position, trying to stay out in front of those wrecks.
Yeah, just a bad bump. Ended up getting the 6 truck a little bit too squirrely, and a huge hit turns him over. Nowhere to go for Crownover. So he tries to lock it up and just gets into the back of the 04. It's going to send him hard into the fence. He'd probably have to use his fast repair after that. So you see, looks like Josh Benoit is able to get through there, going through the grass, and looks like he was able to keep it off the wall. So, as I was saying, we're going to go and take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more action here at Daytona. All right, back here at Daytona. More pit stops happening. Still probably can't make it to the end here. I think it'll still be a one-stopper, but topping off, getting some optional repairs done, and Clayton White holds the lead for right now. He's been one of the more exciting drivers to watch so far, and obviously everybody's hoping to get a Daytona win, but the way he's been driving so far, it's he's motivated.
Definitely. I mean, you look at these top 4 drivers right now, and all of them are up double-digit positions at the moment. Because they did not come to pit road. It looks like they last pitted on lap number 44. So you got Clayton White, Brian Whitney, Jeff Travis, and Ron Holmes.
All right, So I believe we should have this paint scheme issue figured out. My apologies for that, but looks like we're doubling up, getting ready to restart this race here at Daytona. Just past halfway. Still got about 125 miles to go, and still no answers on who could potentially win this race.
Yeah, if you guys are watching in the chat, put a comment. Let us know who you're rooting for. Looks like we still have, like,
it's looking like we got about 15 or so trucks still in this pack. Take a look at the 28 truck. That looks pretty fresh. So we knew he had to use his fast repair.
Looks like he used his fast repair. Looks like we have 19 trucks on the lead lap, so should be interesting still. And here we go, as that pace truck's about ready to make that hard left-hand turn down the lane. Field's under the control of Clayton White.
A green flag back
down and away.
A little bit of a rocky start on the outside, but Clayton White gets away clean. He's got the 88 truck of Jeff Travis right behind him, closing up, getting ready to give a push. And the 97, Jeremy Kors getting right behind him. But actually, looks like the 76 and 53 are going to get together. I wonder if that was a planned move or...
Yeah, Brian Whitney just had that outside line, and he just made it work. Got right in front of Clayton White.
Getting back up to speed, starting to get racy once again down the back straightaway, and now the inside lane seems to be the one that's formed up first. Big push from Clayton White to Brian Whitney right now, getting a couple of car lengths between these guys and the rest of the pack, and a little bit squirrely coming up off a corner, and these guys get through okay for now. The outside lane is deteriorating once again.
Yeah, it seems like if they can get formed up, it works pretty well, but trying to get people to work together seems to be the order of the day.
Yeah, that inside line is definitely where you want to be at, and it spans all the way back about a second and a half, almost 2 seconds, back to where Cody Porter is, even more. A lot of separation between these guys. Is a slow moment there for Brendan Schneider, it looked like, as he's going to slot in behind the 84 of Kerry Moore. And like you said before we went green, 19 trucks still on the lead lap. Some of these guys using their fast repairs going to have a fresh truck and a little bit more speed. It'll be interesting to see how these guys get through it. So yeah, you take a look at the separation in the middle of the pack versus what we've got going on up front. We've got 3 trucks right under a blanket, trying to get a little bit more distance in between them and the rest of the pack, but with everybody sitting single file, it's going to be tough to do that.
Definitely, and you also got to look at the 2 trucks that were out in front most of the beginning of this race, Cody Porter and Anthony Crownover. How are they going to work when they're back in the 17th and 18th position, kind of? I mean, are they going to have a different strategy to try and get back up front, or what's going to happen with that?
Well, I would imagine having used that fast repair somewhere in the back of your head, that's got to be, you know, kind of taking away your desire to take risks, you know? So that's kind of my thought process on it, but these guys are getting real close and trying to work their way on the outside of the lapped car of Connor Hazel.
Yeah, it looks like Connor was involved in both those wrecks and had to use his fast repair early, so looks like he spent a little more time on pit road getting that truck fixed.
No change up front, though. Brian Whitney still holds the lead. Oh, we got a sideways truck. I think that was Josh Benoit coming up off of turn number 4 on the outside. Nice save for him, but definitely.
Yeah, it looks like that. Looks like that turn forward. It looks like it could be treacherous today. Already had a couple cars slide down from there.
Yeah, and I think the transition for the banking in itself is really is kind of throwing these trucks off as they come up off the corner. We remember seeing the 88 car get loose on his own on the outside off of 2. And yeah, you got a hot slick track. You've got these trucks set up to go as fast as they possibly can. These guys are on edge. Josh Benoit trying to work that outside, but not a whole lot of movement right now.
Now with 40 to go and a fuel run being 30 to 35 laps, you got to be thinking, do you think this race might go green, or is there going to be another caution where you can get that fuel to make it to the end?
Well, anything's definitely possible at Daytona. I mean, these guys are a little bit more spread out now than they were before, and I wonder if that's maybe what's running through their mind. This race does have the possibility to go green the rest of the way. I mean, I would say unlikely, just given the fact that it's Daytona and, these runs are going to come quick, and one little mistake can take out a bunch of trucks. But at the same time, if we do end up going green, what is going to be the call? Do you want to short pit and try to draft with your trusted crew, or do you want to try to stay with the majority of the pack and race it out? Strategy's going to open wide up here in these last 40 laps, and as if Daytona racing isn't already wild enough, we're looking at trying to figure out when we're making our last pit stop, and we've got options. You see that outside lane is working its way back up. Josh Benoit trying to hold the lead, trying to get the lead back.
Yeah, Brian Whitney sitting out there sitting there in that inside line of 15 position from where he started. He must be he has to be feeling good looking at the way the race is going right now.
Yeah, anytime you can look out your front bumper at Daytona and not see anyone has got to be a good feeling. See, that outside lane is trying to get things working. You saw the 88 just get a little bit loose coming up off of turn number 2, and that might help the outside get a little bit more momentum as the 2 of Schneider drives back down to the inside. We've only got 3 trucks up on that outside lane. These guys are getting awful close coming up off of turn number 4. The closer we get to the end, these bumps are just going to get a little bit harder and harder. And
yeah, definitely with how close the racing is. I mean, you have one guy let up just a little bit, you're going to be right in the back of him.
Mm-hmm.
So. You got the 84 of Kerry Moore pushing Josh Benoit. And then you have William Brown, who's working that high side again, pushing them as well.
Just 3 trucks on that outside, but they are pushing. And that 53 truck, Clayton White, he has been loyal to the back bumper of the 76 truck. You got to wonder if he's getting hot back there and doesn't have a chance to move around with those trucks on the outside. Got to be poking out, trying to get some air to the front end of that truck just so he doesn't overheat and blow up back there.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing you have to worry about when you're at Daytona and you're on the bumper so long. I mean, that water temperature can rise pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. You see him dive down a little bit there, probably try to get some air. And that's going to give the outside a lot of momentum there. Josh Benoit's going to get clear. Perry's going to get clear too, but contact for third place and an excellent save for William Brown.
William Brown almost went around but saved it.
Wow. What a moment there.
That could have been dangerous.
That could have been huge right up front. William Brown just barely not quite clear enough, trying to get down in front and follow the 2 that he had just helped push to the lead. And, yeah, a fantastic piece of driving by everybody not to wad him up there, but a great save out of the 47 truck, and he's going back for it on the outside.
Definitely. He's definitely been the one that has that outside line and just makes it work.
It looks like Clayton's going to drop down. I thought he was going to drop to the back, but maybe just get a little bit more air to the front end, getting a little bit of distance between him and the 76. Josh Benoit holds that lead after a big push from Kerry Moore, and now it looks like William Brown's going to slot back into 4th place.
Definitely looks like he had enough of that scare and wants to get back down here where he's comfortable here.
Yeah, you might need a new pair of pants on the next pit stop. These guys single file for the most part here. It's looking pretty calm. Is this the calm before the storm, Mike?
I definitely think it has to be. You got these guys had a little hiccup there, and now they're going to settle down a little bit for a few laps, and I'm sure it's going to come down to one of those guys jumping out and making that run on that outside line again.
And it looks like it's going to be the 88. Jeff Travis with a push from Clayton White. Clayton's been aggressive all race. He's definitely been a good pusher behind that 76 truck, but trying to make that outside lane work with just 2 trucks might be a tough task, because actually there goes Kerry up to the top. Kerry Moore is going to try to make it a 3-truck race. Or a 3-truck train, rather.
Definitely jumped out at the right time. Looks like he's going to try and get those bonus points that, definitely could come into play. And he will definitely have the... Oh, looks like he might have got a little bit...
3 wide
too
for
much
the
of
lead.
a push. Like Kerry Moore just might have got a little bit too close to him and had to jump down.
Jeff Travis is going to lose some spots on top.
And Clayton White right there in the middle again.
Yeah, these guys are slicing and dicing. We are getting to the point where that pit window is probably about to open up here, so before that happens, we'll take a moment just to shout out another one of our sponsors here. Money Shift Media is a sim racing photography business. They do professional pictures for individuals, teams, leagues, and more. Provide graphic design service to the iRacing community. And they got a lot of beautiful work on their website. You can find them at www.moneyshiftmedia.com/simphotography. It's great work that they throw together there, and we appreciate them joining us for this fantastic league here, fantastic race at Daytona, and just out here having a good time.
Definitely is. I mean, it's always good to get people involved and get more people involved by showing them what we do.
As they are still dead even up front. These guys are, not anymore. As soon as I say that, the advantage goes to Brian Whitney with a push from Josh Benoit. And there's, once again, William Brown on that inside. He's been running in the top 5 all race, mostly pushing people to the front. Hasn't had a whole lot of time out front on his own, but he's definitely made sure to be something to watch when he's on screen.
Definitely. And as you say that, we're getting about 5 laps from a couple of these guys who didn't pit on this last caution into their pit window where they're going to have to pit for fuel.
Yeah, as you see one moving down, is that Benoit? Moving down to the bottom, losing spots. Yep.
Looks like it is.
I wonder
like
if
he jumped out again.
I wonder if that's a sign that maybe he's coming into the pits and doesn't want people behind him, but we will definitely keep an eye on what's happening, as these guys are probably wondering, are we going to have to do a green flag pit stop? As there goes 3 of them in the back. There's Crownover, Porter, and Hazel all coming in together. Porter and Crownover on the lead lap. Hazel a lap down. 2 laps
Yeah,
down, I believe.
But Porter and Crownover have been working together all race, so
Yeah, we
definitely
know they're
have.
quick.
Yeah, definitely quick, and they'll definitely have enough fuel to make it to the end.
There's Kerry Moore moving down to the bottom.
Yes,
These guys are going to start setting up for pits and try to get with who they like, who they know they can draft well with, and who they know isn't going to run them over on the entry. There's William Brown making a move to the lead as Brian Whitney's going to move up to the top and give it away. We'll see how many more people peel in this time. Nobody this time. Block there for... Oh, contact! William Brown's into the wall. Problems up front. That's the big one. Big crash. Clayton White is involved.
White.
88 of Jeff Travis is involved.
Jordan Spoon.
Right before pit stops, and you got to wonder...
Now who's looking good? Who pitted right before that?
That's what I was about to say.
Crownover.
So we will go back and take a look-see at what happened there. Just a little late there.
Go back just a little bit. 3 wide, just barely touching his bumper.
Yeah, I think the 47 came up to try to block that run on the outside, and by the time he realized he wasn't going to have the space there, he tried to come back down, and maybe a little bit of netcode had already put the two together, but then they actually did hit and put the 47 into the wall and almost squeezing through there, but just getting hit by the 53. There's the 13. Jordan Spoon with nowhere to go. I do want to take a ride on board with Derek Rice, though. That yeah, everything happened in front of him. Just cranks it down to the left, jumps over the curb, and gets through there okay. But that's going to take a few more of our front runners out, and well, that takes away our pit strategy as well.
Yeah, throws that right out the window. Except for Porter and Crownover, who pitted early there.
Yeah, pit stops are happening now. This should be the money stop, boys. The last one of the day, and I'm interested to see if Cody Porter and Anthony Crownover, I believe they stayed on the lead lap with that pit stop, so will they come out and retain the lead? Looks like they will. Some guys taking tires there, probably getting their last set. You saw the left side's going on the 46 of Josh Benoit as the rest of these guys pull off the pits. We do see some more fresh trucks, so fast repairs being used after some heavy hits. And yeah, it's looking like Cody Porter is going to inherit the race lead.
Yeah, Cody Porter did inherit the race lead, but looks like Anthony Crownover went back down through pits again. Is he getting some damage repaired? Or does he have that extra set of tires?
It could be tires. It could... that would be my guess. Maybe they took fuel only on their stop, and Crownover decided to come in and take tires. Maybe Porter didn't have them, but... Or maybe Porter's going to come in this time, run on the apron. We'll see. William Brown is up in second place right now. So he must have recovered well after the accident. We'll see if that 04 makes that left-hand turn. Looks like he's going to stay out on the racetrack.
Yeah.
to the back of the field. Looks like the 47's going to go after the incident there. So these guys are doubling up, getting ready for the restart, and take this moment to bring up our last sponsor of the day. It is McGee Toyota of Claremont. They say when we look back at our 40-year history in Claremont, we're proud of our tremendous track record and the name we've built for ourselves. As a family-owned business, we treat all of our customers like family because we want you to grow with us into the next 40 years. When people tell us they've come from Hartford, Norwich, Rutland, Nashua, Laconia, White River Junction, Lebanon, and Concord just to see us, we couldn't be more pleased with how far we've come. You can buy a new Toyota or a quality used car just about anywhere these days, but we'd like to think people come to McGee Toyota of Claremont because we offer a better experience. So if you're in the Claremont area or anywhere around Nashua, Norwich, Hartford, go on down to McGee Toyota of Claremont and become part of the family. Thanks to them for joining us here on a fantastic Sunday evening Daytona race. And yeah, we're doubled up, coming up off of turn number 4, getting ready for a restart. 25 to go. I don't think we're done with cautions, but we're also not done with action here, boys.
Green flag, green flag.
Cordy Porter is down and away, but that 97 to Jeremy Kors and Tristan Evil just hooked up, and looks like they're going to give him a run for his money on that outside line.
Yeah, big push on the outside from Jeremy Kors, pushing that 17 truck, trying to get him clear, but that inside lane being the shorter distance might hold well for Porter. Looks like that big truck on the inside is David Bush the third. Might have a little bit of front end damage, but he's holding okay up in the front of this pack right now. The outside lane, big move from the top three on the outside down. All three of them come down in front of Porter. You see that one before, and it almost didn't work well, but these guys getting through. We got 9 trucks under a blanket, 7 more just behind them. And Anthony Crownover has he came back into the pits at the restart, so he is being lapped right now. Still on pit road, just coming off the pits now. So unfortunate issue for Anthony Crownover. Going to have to hope for a free pass, maybe another caution later in the race. But 15 trucks still on the lead lap right now. I'd say 14 in the lead pack, and looks like Jordan Spoon is more than likely going to lose this draft here with a torn up race truck. He's at 48. McCain's here. Candelaria is rocking the back right now. Looks like a pretty clean truck, so I would imagine just biding their time, trying to get through these last 20 laps. Jump back to the front, see Kerry Moore. In that outside lane, there's that 46 truck, Josh Benoit.
Yeah, and guess who's right behind him again? William Brown.
William Brown has been everywhere today. Oh, there goes Kerry down to the bottom. He's going to back out of this and lose some spots here, go towards the back of the pack here. I'm not sure he got a bump he didn't like or what the deal was, but moving back in the pack and giving up the lead to Tristan Evil now. Got about 22 laps to go this time. Just over 50 miles left in our season opener here for the Fired Up Esports League. Appreciate them picking us to put on their show, and I hope you guys are all enjoying the show that these guys are putting on. Like I've said, this racing is speaking for itself. These guys are making moves, man. $1 million moves happening every lap. It's so much fun to watch.
Definitely. It's been too wide on the front end most of the race. These guys have kept it relatively clean up there, except for that one incident.
As you see that outside lane getting more momentum, more steam going, is that 0-4 Cody Porter. He's been strong all race, and now he's trying to push that outside lane so he can get himself a little bit closer to the front of it. As they're to the bottom, Benoit takes the lead. Now it is Brown and Porter up top.
Tristan Evil's right on his bumper. And then Jeremy Coors right behind that. Be interesting to see if they if they can get another car on that outside with Porter and William Brown there.
You can see through these corners just how close these guys are getting to their back bumpers without touching them. I think that's kind of the most important thing to take into account, with how close you're seeing these guys almost hitting but not hitting, because they know, I mean, you know, you get into somebody in the corner, it can definitely send them sideways. So being able to find that 3 to 6 inch buffer zone behind somebody's back bumper, you're seeing a lot of these guys on the outside making that work.
Yeah, one little bump the wrong way and everybody's race is over. So mere inches away is Tristan Evil.
Yeah, he might have been on that bumper. You might have been able to put a piece of paper between the two. It's gentle pushing. As much sense as that makes at 185 miles an hour.
Looks like they got more cars coming on that outside line.
Less than 20 to go this time, as you see somebody coming up off of the pits. That's Joe Travis after getting some repairs. But yeah, this pack has doubled in size in the last 2 laps. We've got probably all 14, 15 trucks on a lead lap up in here. We got 14 trucks in this pack. Driving closer together than I'm comfortable parking around a lot of people. Big push for the inside, a little bit of lack of momentum up top, but Cody Porter going to try to get back up to the back bumper. There's the 17 moving up top with help from the 97. Brown thought about going top side, making it 3 wide, but thought better of it. As now Tristan Evil's going to take the lead on the outside with a huge push from the 97. Jeremy Porter. These guys both going to try to get down to the bottom, and they do. And we got a spin.
And
the 47 gets turned around. Back up in front of the field. Huge crash. S.E. Martin, heavy flip. Kerry Moore is in it. A huge crash indeed, as it looks like the 32 almost got high-sided there on the banking. That is tough break there for a lot of people. Brandon Schneider is out of the race.
Yeah, Jeremy Garand, David Bush, Clayton White, William Brown.
Yeah, that was a big one right in the middle of the pack, and looked like the 47 got turned sideways and
just not quite enough room to make it down to that, from that top side to that bottom side after he was pushing those Tristan Evil and Jeremy Course to the front.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like he just came down on the front end of the 46, and everybody came together and got spat back out. Looked like who is that? 45 maybe? Somebody got some airtime getting through there.
Yeah, looks like the 84 of Kerry Moore was just behind there. Got through there unscathed, but
right up in front of Clayton White. Nowhere for him to go. The 24 of Connor Hazel getting caught up in there again. Not having a good day at all. The 7 truck. So a tough break indeed, as we are just under 20 laps to go. Tristan Evil is your leader. Jeremy Coors in second. Cody Porter, Derek Rice, Josh Benoit, Brian Whitney, McCain Candelara, and Kerry Moore is rounding out our top 8. David Bush just coming out of the pits now. Looks like Cody Porter's coming into the pits. A couple of cars. Josh Benoit, McCain, Kerry. You see all those trucks torn apart in the pits.
So are these? Here's the interesting strategy: are the front trucks going to stay out, or are they going to pit for tires since everybody else seems to be pitting?
That is a good question. I mean, you got to wonder if they've got the tires.
They got enough fuel to make it.
With how few trucks are left, I don't think it'd be a bad idea. But the only thing is that you don't want to end up getting caught behind lap trucks or slower trucks that have damage and lose the pack that way. So, I don't know. It's tough. It could go either way. I'm like a devil's advocate, Steve Letarte. If you take tires, it could go good. But if you don't take tires, it could also go good.
Definitely.
Well, we appreciate everybody who's tuned in so far. Like you said, yeah, it's been a blast so far, and we're approaching the last 15 laps of this race, but there's probably been a good 200 laps worth of excitement thrown our way with these truckers giving it their all. We're probably gonna have a little bit smaller of a field with the amount of cars that had to take their fast repairs before, and just given the size of that crash, but. Anthony Crownover is back on the lead lap now. Probably going to have to start at the back of the field, having been a free pass car, but should give him a chance with that super fast truck to try to get back up there and race with Cody Porter and maybe see if those if that devastating duo can spell devastation for the rest of these guys.
Definitely. I mean, I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen in his last 15 laps as they're getting paired back up again and lights out on the pace truck.
Doubled up once again. I think we'll have 11 cars on the lead lap. So I know Jordan Spoon's got some damage in the 7 car. Also, Jeremy Garand has some damage from that last crash. So I would imagine probably 10 trucks in this pack, depending on damage. I know David Bush got a pretty hefty hit there, but his truck's actually looking pretty clean. He might have had a fast repair left. So Josh Benoit, we know he's had a pretty interesting day after starting on the pole, sitting in 8th place. Kerry Moore has also had an interesting day. I don't think there's anybody who's had a boring day. We'll put it that
definitely
way.
not. I mean, you've seen multiple trucks go to the back and come back up to the front. We've seen exciting side-by-side racing for majority of the race. I mean, looks like we have 11 trucks on the lead lap.
And just under 15 to go. We're going to have 14 laps to decide it all in the season opener here at Daytona. The Great Warrior Dash 100-lap event. Who is going to be the greatest warrior here? We've got 14 laps to find out. As the pace truck pulls off, we've got, looks like,
Green flag.
I was going to say 11 trucks in that pack there. The 7 truck got out of the way. Green flag is out. And these guys are dead even at the front. The inside lane not able to formulate as good as the outside lane at the beginning of this this run. Jeremy Kors is going to go out there, try to get clear. Doesn't quite get clear this time, but it's how these lines start to form up and get close.
Yeah, you got Jeremy Kors, Brian Whitney, and Cody Porter in that outside line.
Looked like the 28 was trying to make it 3 wide there. Josh Benoit said, no, I'll just give you that spot. We got 9 trucks in this lead pack.
And Anthony Crownover, look at him just move back up here. Sitting 4th on that inside line.
And Jordan Spoon's doing an okay job holding with the pack right now. He hasn't lost him yet, so be interesting to see if he's able to get up there and make some moves and gain a few more spots. But these guys up front are still deadlocked. There's no clear advantage for Kors or Whitney. They're trading a foot back and forth almost every time.
Looks like Crownover's trying to figure out a way to get up there to Cody Porter, but it's nowhere to go. He's kind of stuck in the middle there.
Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We got 12 laps to go this time around, and these guys are going to stop pushing so nice. We talked about gentle pushing a little bit earlier, but when these runs come now, it's not going to be so gentle.
Definitely not. I mean, we got Cody Porter there right on the bumper
Yeah, the
of
28
Brian Whitney.
28 and 04 aren't too far from each other right now. We'll have to see how hard they try to get together again, or if it's maybe everybody for themselves as we get closer and closer to 10 laps to go in the season opener here at Daytona. It looks like Crownover tried to go to the middle 3 wide between the 20 and the 84, but didn't quite have the nose in there. He's looking, though. He's looking. He's next
trying
to
figure out,
oh,
figure out where to go. Wow.
He doesn't want to sit on the bottom. He wants to make passes. He almost slid up into the 04, but as that inside lane starts to get a little bit more of an advantage now. Coors with another massive push from Tristan Evil.
Crownover's moving to the outside to get behind that 04 of Cody Porter again.
Or is he going to go to the middle?
Back down.
He's going 4 wide. And they made it through. Look at Crownover's leading the outside lane now, and we're approaching 10 laps to go.
Yeah, Crownover said, I'm done sitting back here. Let's go.
97 giving a little bit of a lane on the bottom side. I almost thought the 17 was going to try to poke his nose in there. He didn't. 10 laps to go this time by. A little bit of a checkup towards the back. You saw the 84 have to get off of it. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but still has the draft. Oh, that 97. Jeremy Coors is sliding up just a little bit in each corner.
Looks like he's trying to see if he can block or if he can get in front of Crownover because he knows Crownover has the truck to lead this race.
Or is he potentially trying to keep air to the front end of that 17? Either way, it is a risky move, especially when he gets up that close to that left rear quarter panel. This guy's got 9 to go this time by.
Now you got our pole setter and the 2 trucks that were leading most of the race on that outside line as Crownover jumps to the inside.
Yeah, I wonder if it's all bets are off. You saw the 04 and 28 work well together before, but 27 and 28 were the ones with matching paint schemes. So 3 trucks trying to make it work on the outside, led by the 76 of Brian Whitney, being pushed by Cody Porter, trying to get in front of Anthony Crownover on the bottom.
Anthony Crownover on that bottom with Jeremy Coors pushing him. Looks like they're going to give him a run for their money.
This looks like an IROC race getting ready to start with the way these guys are gridded up.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, is that 76 of Brian Whitney gonna stick out there or try and jump down to the bottom to get in front of Crownover?
I feel like the outside's the best place to go to make a pass, but you just can't hold the lead up there. The inside, I mean, through the corners,
and he jumps down to the inside line.
Yeah, jumps down to the inside. Through the corners, the inside being the shorter distance, it definitely shows a little bit of an advantage there, but once you come up off the corner
Crownover
with that
jumps
run,
to the outside.
Oh, and almost sideways was the 04 off the front bumper of the 46. Josh Benoit pushing Cody Porter, but once that 28 jumped up there, it had to stop.
And here we go again. Cody Porter and Crownover back together in that outside lane.
Yeah, we've got 8 cars under a blanket here. 10 cars under a blanket. Jordan Spoon and David Bush right behind him. McCain in the 48, not too far behind, just in case something happens. Might be a little James Busher action.
Definitely interesting to see what's going to happen as we get down to 6 to go here. And you definitely have Crownover and Whitney being the 2 that have taken the most chances and jumped the most spots in this race.
Yeah, and a truck that can get through traffic is kind of dangerous to have behind you if you're hoping to win a Daytona race. These guys are gridlocked still, side by side. 10 cars up in this pack, and we're coming to 5 to go, and yeah, I still don't know who's going to win. I got nothing.
Yeah, you got to you see that outside line kind of fall back a little bit on the corner and then get that run coming to the straightaways.
Yeah, the inside lane has more trucks lined up. A little bit more separation between these trucks on the outside lane. But the 04 and the 28 are almost locking bumpers going down into turn number 1. And a little bit of separation for those trucks on the inside. We'll see what that does for the run coming up off of turn 2. 97 is almost clear of the top if he wants to go. It looked like he thought about it, but didn't quite have the space to make it happen. He's going to commit back to the back bumper, the 76, Brian Whitney. These guys approach 4 laps to go. That's 10 miles here at Daytona. About 10 trucks with a chance to win, maybe 11. These guys are about to put it all on the table for us. 4 laps to go.
Who's going to be patient and make that last lap move, or is it going to be a steady run coming on the outside?
Josh Benoit slides up a little bit of separation between him and Cody Porter. That inside lane is strong. The pushes from the 97, of course. I said, just as I say that, here comes Crownover trying to get to the outside. Almost even going into turn 3. A huge push from Cody Porter in the 04. 3 laps to go this time around. Big time run on the top. Crownover's going to get this lap, I believe. Yes, he does.
It's going to be interesting to see coming off of turn 4 who's going to stay with their truck in front of them and push them to the win, or if they're going to free for all it and go 4 or 5 wide.
Well, we've seen that 28 willing to go 4 wide down the back straightaway before. Who knows what these guys are going to be willing to do for a win. Dead even down the back straightaway. A little bit of a bump. Got the 76 squarely, and that's going to give the advantage to the outside. Crownover almost clear to the bottom. Not quite, and that run comes right back to the inside. Coming through turns 3 and 4. These guys still gridlocked. Dead even. Coming to 2 laps to go. Are they going to make it back? 4 trucks on the outside. 6 trucks on the inside, and 1 straggler right behind them. Just waiting for something to happen. There's one blowing up. The 04 is blown up in the middle of the track. Looks like everybody's going to get through. Cody Porter's blown an engine. He's out of the race.
That just changed the complexion of the race completely.
And now everybody's single file. We don't have that gridlocked move like we did before. Here comes Josh Benoit trying to push Derek Rice to the outside. 3 wide behind him. Coming to the white flag, here's Josh Benoit pushing Derek Rice to the top side. There's a slow car in front of these guys. I don't think they'll get to him.
97 to Jeremy Kors jumped to that outside line, trying to get in front here.
Trying to take the lead. Contact is made. These guys are going to get through. We got 1 spin. Josh Benoit
spins it out. Race to the finish.
The white flag is in the air. These guys are racing it out. Here comes Crownover to the top side, trying to make a move on Brian Whitney. He's got help from the 17, Tristan Evil. Derek Rice behind him. The 97 sticking with Rice. And here comes the 48 of McCain down to the inside, trying to get a few more spots. Tristan Evil to the bottom side, trying to make a move on trying to make a move on Crownover. Derek Rice comes down on the 76, cuts him off. Now there's 4 trucks with a chance to win. Tristan Evil, can he hold off this run? Big push from
the Crownover on the outside.
Sideways. Here comes Crownover to the outside. He's got help. A move to the top side for the 97. They make contact for second. Anthony Crownover wins. Jeremy Carr is in second. And Tristan Evil rounds out the podium in a wild finish. Woo, buddy. Wow, it's going to take a minute to unpack that one. That was awesome. I want to take another look at that. Take a look at that last lap there. Wrong angle there. I didn't know how far to go, but looking at these moves, I didn't think there was space for the 17 to make the move he did, and then the 76 just with a big push got to that left rear quarter. Here comes Crownover with a big run, a big push from the 97. Gets up top and a huge bump. Gets that 17 squirrely from David Bush. He's trying to stay on that back bumper. Gets him a little bit more squirrely, and the contact is made to send them all around. Anthony Crownover wins the race while chaos ensues in his rear view. And, well, I think I'd like to talk to Anthony about that wild finish here. Go ahead and pull him. Oh, I can't. Can't pull him in. All right, just give me one moment here. A little bit of a technical difficulty. Get a good look at Anthony Crownover doing his burnout here after an incredible race here at Daytona. I'm currently trying to get the privileges here to pull drivers into the booth here.
What an incredible race anyway, as he's trying to get these technical difficulties worked out. I'll just run through the top 10 real quick. We got Anthony Crownover up 10 places, finishing winning the race here. Jeremy Kors finishing second, Tristan Evil in third, David Bush in fourth, McCann Candarera up 15 positions to finish in the top 5. You got Kerry Moore and Josh Benoit 6th and 7th. Jordan Spoon and Brian Whitney in 8th and 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was Derek Rice. Coming home in position 11 was Cody Porter after that engine blowing on that last lap there. Just a little bit of heartbreak for him. Position 12 was Jeremy Garland, Brandon Schneider, Clayton White, William Brown, top 15. S.E. Martin finished 16th, Connor Hazel in 17th, Jeff Travis in 18th, Tim Henderson in 19th. Rounding out the top 20 was Ron Holmes. Chris Mason and Anthony Emmerich in 21st, 22nd. And Raj finishing in 23rd. 24th position was Tyler Travis.
All right, and it looks like we've got Tristan Evil in here. I do just want to ask, is it Evil or Evil? I've been unsure.
Yeah, Evil Evil.
It is, it's Evil.
Okay.
Yo,
Started off with Evil, but yeah, walk us through that race. I mean, you wind up finishing third after a crazy last lap. What was kind of running through your mind with all that craziness on the last lap?
Just trying to get back to the finish line. You know, it's every Daytona or Talladega race. No matter how calm or crazy it is throughout the entire thing, the last lap pretty much always end up like this one. Um, so my main goal is to just make it back to the finish line. I thought there for a second I was maybe gonna have a chance to even come away with checkered flag, but um, I think would I think it was Clayton or Cody. I think it was Cody's. Whoever blew their engine there on the outside, and you know they were just trying to get out of the way, but unfortunately they got in my way and came right down into me. You know that's just the deal, but that really killed the truck. I had no speed once I got out there by myself, and Anthony and Jeremy just came back and swallowed me up. But third place, after all that madness, definitely can't complain with that.
Rock on.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely an exciting race, man.
yeah, I mean, congratulations once again on a third place finish here at Daytona. Is there anybody on that truck you want to thank?
Yeah, shout out to Martin Sports and Scott Martin. You know, Jeremy Kors, and Lunatic. You know, we got a great team and a great group of guys that are doing a lot of good things, and I'm super excited and proud to be a part of it. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting this. I can't wait to go back and watch it. And shout out to Josh Benoit and Clayton for putting on this league.
Back
Uh,
up. Oh,
Whoa!
Oh, we're on here
Shout
now.
out to my mom as well. She's always out there watching, so love you, Mom.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Tristan. Congrats once again for your third place finish, and we'll hopefully talk to you again next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. You have a good night.
All right. We've also got our second place finisher in here, Jeremy Kors, and once again, that was a wild last lap at Daytona. Kind of walk us through your perspective of that parking lot on the back stretch at 185 miles an hour.
yeah, it was definitely pretty jammed up there. Lot of guys racing hard. A lot of guys had fast trucks this week. Just a lot of guys really knew what they were doing in the draft. And when it comes down to the last lap, you know, everyone's kind of jockeying around. So I was just, honestly, I was trying to tuck in behind my teammates there, Derek and Tristan, and trying to stay in a line and trying to get one of us to the win. But it was, I mean, it eventually boils down to staying out of the wreck, the inevitable wreck, and keeping it straight, right? And we were able to do that, so I'm pretty thankful for that. And all around, very fun race. I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely put on a show. I know you had some back to the front runs a couple of times throughout the course of this one. Is there anybody on that truck that you want to shout out, thank?
Oh yeah, definitely. First and foremost, Martin Sports, best sim racing gloves, man, in the business. I know Anthony's. I think he's still owed a pair, and he'll get his. But yeah, Martin Sports 906.com, sim racing gloves, man. They're just the best. I hate gloves, and I love these ones, man. They're just amazing. So shout out to Martin Sports. Nerditudes is on the car as well. So shout out to those guys over at Nerditudes. Over on Twitch, they do all kinds of stuff. So that's sponsor that we brought on board this year, and I'm really happy to have them on the truck as well. And then McConey Setup Shop, along for the ride as always. So McConeySetupShop.com for iRacing setups. I do build the truck setups over there for them, so shout out to them too, and shout out to you guys, man, for putting on the broadcast. I really appreciate it. You guys, we like to, us drivers, you know, we like to go back through and we like to watch ourselves, you know, and you guys do a good job. So I appreciate you guys as well.
Rock on. Thank you
Thanks for
very
that.
much, and congratulations once again on your second place finish here in the season opener, the greatest, the Great Warrior Dash 100.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. And now, of course, we have our winner, Anthony Crownover, joining us up here in the booth. And, man, your race was no shortage of action. Kind of walk us through getting a lap down and your recovery process there.
Man, what a race. That's all. Just what a race. It was so many ups and downs. I had a really fast truck, thanks to Cody Porter. he builds awesome setups, so I didn't have to worry about that part. But was trying to do the team thing, trying to just see what we could and couldn't do, um, and then trying to pit with the team. We kind of got into each other there on pit road, got behind, got a lap down, and then just got lucky. And I knew if I could just get back on the lead lap, I still had a chance. And it all worked out in the end. But that was the most craziest eventful 100 laps of Daytona I think I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely had a eventful first 99, but walk us through that last lap, the moves that you had to make to, get back up to the front and then avoid all the calamity.
Well, when on that last restart, because me and Cody are teammates along with Connor Hazel, and we were like, well, it's time to go now. So that's why I tried to get up there to the front as quick as possible, get off the bottom lane. And then once me and Cody were able to work out the draft to where me and him could be together, we might have pushed a little bit too hard and he blew up. So that kind of ruined that. And then it was just, well, I got to go by myself against teammates up here. So hopefully they split up, and that's what happened. And thankfully Jeremy picked me up from behind, and we were able to get the W.
Well, awesome stuff, man. Congrats once again on your win here at Daytona. Is there anybody else you want to thank or shout out?
Big shout out to Connor Hazel Paints. They're the main sponsor on the truck. Shout out to Money Shift Media. They're also one of my sponsors, and they also just came on board to sponsor the Fuel League. So big shout out to them. And you guys, I'm looking forward to go back and watching it. I kind of blew the championship last year because of netcode, so it feels good to start the new one with the win.
Well, awesome stuff, man. We appreciate you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right, Mike. Well, our first race is in the books, and I got to say, I already can't wait for next week. This is the action that we've got to get used to. I'm hooked.
Definitely, it's definitely exciting. I mean, you had almost everything there, side-by-side racing. I mean, wrecking at the finish. I mean, come on, checkers or wreckers.
Yeah, these guys definitely laid it all on the line, left it all on the track, and yeah, I mean, the racing shows. It was a fantastic finish, and yeah, Daytona never disappoints, but this was a good one.
Definitely. I definitely look forward to next week when we head into New Hampshire.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here at ESBN. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Thanks to the Fired Up Esports League for having us jump in and letting us call this race. And thanks to all the sponsors for helping out with this league as well. Well, I don't have any fancy send-off yet, but everybody have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time.